Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here, and I am back with Tyler Perry's comedy drama, ZATIMA, Season 2, Episode 13, Never Too Late. I was about to sing Never Too Much, but I was going to do Luther on there. Never too late, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, the synopsis for this episode: when Zach confronts his mom and brother in therapy, Fatima sees the emotional abuse he's endured, and Nathan tries to discourage Deja from suing Fatima. And all of that actually did happen. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, Barbie J cried through the first 15 minutes of this episode. I could not hold my tears back in that therapy session. I was crying just like I was there. It was too much for me. I mean, it was a powerful moment that needed that 15 minutes for people to understand what goes on during therapy and what can happen. And I'm telling you, I was sitting here boo-hooing like crazy. So let's get on to this recap and review. But first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell. Remember, you're subscribing to Hey Barbie J channel. So that way you won't miss out on any of my new content that I have to put up on this channel. And then I ask that you like the video, write a comment, and share. Sharing is caring. Okay, so it starts off with Fatima walking into Dr. Reed's office and seeing Zach and his family. She's caught off guard the same way Zach was when she lied to Zach about who Dr. Reed was at that dinner. So if she had walked out, I would have been a little disappointed. But I'm so glad because he told her, you only stay if you want to stay. You don't have to stay, if you want to do it. And I'm glad she decided to stay. But Fatima got a chance to witness what Zach has been dealing with when it comes to his family and understanding now why he didn't want to have anything to do with them. And I think if Dr. Reed didn't think it was a good idea, he would have told Zach so, not to do this. So I thought it was great for her to be there, also to witness, his first steps, which are important. But I tell you, with all that was being said and Zach confronting him the way that he did, telling his mama what she did to him has made him who he is today, and telling his brother to kill that noise about how he did time for Zach when he was the one who started making Zach do those armed robberies from age 9 to 17. I thought that was all important. This therapy session was very deep. And I'm so glad that they spent half of the daggone show on it because therapy can be helpful, y'all. I was in it myself. I like how the doctor told Zach that by bribing them with money to talk may provide a different outcome. What you want is honesty and truth. And I like that Zach finally told his mother to watch her mouth and not to call Fatima. I mean, finally, Jesus Christ. Biatch. She called her Biatch, even though she said it 6 more times. Biatch, 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 But then Gladys told Zach that Fatima don't want him. His father didn't want him. Nobody ever wanted you. I said, damn, that's messed up. And hearing that all the time growing up can mess a person up to the point that they start believing it. They actually start believing it. And I'm glad Zach told his mama that he is over her because he's tired of hating himself because of what she did to him. Then added he's effing done with both of them and tired of killing himself trying to love them. He deserves to love himself and be loved by someone. And Dr. Reed nodded, in agreement. So after Zach called Gladys the source of all his pain, I said, ooh. And she threatened to slap the ish out of him. Gladys snatched the money, but not before Dr. Reed checked her and said there will be no violence up in this office. And this part made me laugh. Jeremiah saying he all high, talking about, who is this effing nigga in this white man's voice? I said, oh my God. I thought that was funny. But I must say that I'm glad Dr. Reed gave Zach kudos for being able to stand up to his mother so soon. And what he did usually takes his clients months to stand up to a parent. Then he asked, and even Fatima admitted that it took her a while to get her parents to come with her. So then he asked Zach to tell Fatima why he chose to do this now, the urgency. And Zach turns to a teary-eyed Fatima. She was crying and says to her, I can't lose you. If I lose you, they win. And when I heard that, I didn't think he was just talking about his family. I took it towards everyone who he's now realizing have been trying to break them up. His friends, his family, his associates, And so Zach starts pouring out his heart, and she listens and tells Zach that she loves him and that she hopes he is doing this for him and not for her. And she said that, he was mean to her on the elevator. And I guess she's talking about when Paul was there, when they were stuck in the elevator. And I can't recall what happened, what Zach did to her on the elevator. So can somebody put it down in the comment section, refresh my memory about that? Then she says she understands now why he has abandonment issues and stated, Zach, I'm not her, and I would never treat you like that. And Zach says, I know, so please, please tell me that we can work through this. And she says she doesn't know how she feels right now, and that some of her feelings are shut down, and she doesn't want him to, shut down any more of them. So she got up to leave and asked the doctor. He was like, wait, don't leave, leave. But she asked the doctor to explain to Zach about circuit breakers and how they can trip. And he broke it down to Zach because Zach, he needed to hear it. So now we see Fatima sitting in her car in the law firm's parking garage crying when Paul walks up to the car. What is he, a stalker or something? You just happen to see her in her car facing the opposite direction. It's not like she was facing forward. She was facing towards the other end. But of course, anyway, he asks her if she wants to talk about it. She says no, and they make new plans to meet at 7 p.m. with Fatima, saying she may not be good company and that he will probably be doing all the talking. But honey, that was a whole different thing later on that night. Anyway, Bryce is picking up his belongings from Angela's house, and she's being a bit cold towards him. She no longer wants to be his friend or even hang out. Why? Because he's bisexual? I'm like, you need to check yourself, Angela. You way out of line, girl. So she asked, and not to mention, Bryce asked her, has she ever done a threesome? And she said, yeah, so that's close to it. But anyway, so she asked Bryce how Zach is doing. Why are you asking Bryce? Anyway, and he says, I don't know. He doesn't talk to me. And Angela said, do you blame him? There she go with more negativity towards Bryce. Not sure why she must be, I'm just not sure why she had to be so cold. But she better be careful because she just may need Bryce again one day. I'm just saying, she need to check it. Then Fatima shows up, Bryce leaves, and she tells Angela that Zach was at therapy with his mother and brother, and it was so sad. I'm glad she didn't give details because I'd have been upset. Not supposed to share what happened in therapy. Anyway, Angela asks if she's going to give him another chance, and she says that she's going out with Paul. So she didn't really answer. And Angela feels that Fatima may be trying to just punish Zach. And Fatima is saying she can't let Zach get away with what he did. And she's looking out for herself. And if he gets hurt during that time, then too bad or something like that. And I was like, why are we being like this? You seeing what he's going through? I don't know. I know you have to look out for yourself. I get it. But a little empathy and stuff, the way she's talking to Angela, she's not sharing all of that. Maybe deep down she still does have the feelings, but she don't want Angela to know. She don't want to say it out loud and put it out there. She just want to focus on her. Anyway, now we see Nathan helping Deja walk when Zach pulls up. Deja could tell he's been crying, and she's like, what'd she do to you? And Nathan pulls her back, and he's like, go on with that mess. He said he was going inside. That's what Zach said. So Deja was like, oh, he's hurting and stuff like that. And so Nathan said he was going to go inside with Zach. And Zach's like, nah, you do whatever you want to do with her. I don't feel like no company right now. So Deja asked, did Fatima get served yet? And he said, you need to stop with that mess. And she said, why should I? Look at my neck. She didn't spare the ride, so why should I spoil the child? I said, girl, she is a nut. I said, Deja need help. Really does. So Zach goes inside and they're like, we here for you, Zach. Love you. I said, they so nuts. As soon as he closed the door, she's like, I don't know why he with her anyway. She's mean. She treat him like ish. And she always threatening him. She's like, I don't get it. He need to just come on next door over there to meet. I said, listen to this mess. And of course, Nathan was agreeing with her, saying him and Tony were saying the same thing. I'm like, oh boy, please. Then Nathan tells Deja, Fatima works in a law firm and that she better be careful, she said, because they will try out all of your clients and put them on the stand. Then what you going to do? And she's like, I don't care. And then he added, that we were trespassing in their hot tub doing stuff. And then they'll say how you're a stripper. And then they're going to arrest the case. And then you don't know how long it's going to take. And she's like, damn. He said, you need to rethink this lawsuit. And so when he tried to go in the house with her and take her in the house, she wasn't hardly letting him go in there with him. She said, you're married, you're broke, and that equals no, you're not coming in. So anyway, so then Nate goes to Zach's house and asks what's up because his eyes look red. And Zach tells Nathan about himself and that he doesn't want to hang out with him tonight or any night. And Nate says, I was just trying to protect you and stuff. And Zach told him he needs to look out for himself. He tells Nathaniel, I keep saying Nathaniel, Nathan, that he's just a hater. And he feels that everybody has been trying to keep him and Fatima apart. And he's like, Zach, I'm your man. And Zach said, no, you're not my man. You gotta go. I need some time. Nate then said, I'm sorry, man, and before he leaves, Nate tells Zach that he spoke to Deja about rethinking the lawsuit. And Zach said, you're probably the one who put her up to be honest. And I was like, whoa, Zach is pissed. But back at Angela's house, Fatima comes downstairs dressed in a sexy red dress. And in my opinion, they could have probably and should have probably left those damn shoulder pads out of that dress. I'm just saying, it just looked terrible to me. And she is like in a much better mood. Then the doorbell rings and they think it's Paul. And Angela goes to open it and it's Zach. And Fatima tries to hide, but it's too late. Zach saw her. He tells her that she looks nice and asks, is she going out? He tells her that, he didn't sleep with Connie. And she's like, it doesn't matter at this point now and stuff. He's like, why? She said, because it doesn't. I'm sleeping with Paul now and I'm going to do it again tonight. And I said, why are you doing that, Fatima? Now we playing games. It's one thing teaching him a lesson or doing something, but now you're playing games. So that's not helpful. I mean, is that what they teach us in therapy, to play games? Come on. So Fatima leaves on her date, and Angela's trying to get Zach to leave, and Zach's like, didn't you offer me some wine? And she said, it's old wine, you wouldn't want it. But he sat down and he said, look, I love that girl with everything in me. He said, I effed up. He said, but I got to make this right. And she's like, let me tell you one thing about Fatima. When she's done, she's done. And there's no looking back. And she's telling Zach he need to move on. He said he can't do that. He loves her too much. And he gonna fight for her. He not giving up that easily. And I said, I hear you, Zach. So Angela starts saying some things like he shouldn't have effed that other girl. And Zach let him know he didn't sleep with Connie. He went there to do it because Fatima stopped having sex with him. But he couldn't do it. He said, I'm trying, Angela. And I know y'all think that I ain't ish. And Angela's like, why would you say that? Zach said, because y'all always in her ear about how effed up I am. Angela telling him he shouldn't assume that. But deep down, she know good and damn well that's what she was saying. She know he's right. Then Angela tells him, she thinks he's smart and handsome and that he and Fatima make a good couple, but she's been through a lot and I don't want her to be with you because I don't want her to get hurt again. And Zach is like, she ain't the only person who been through a lot. And I'm like, hello. So it ended with Angela's giving Zach some advice that she needs to follow her damn self, telling him he needs to be a little nicer to Bryce because he's a good guy. And, if he can be nicer to him, so can she. Bryce never said that Zach wasn't nice to him. And what we saw is Angela, you being the one who wasn't nice to Bryce. So she tells Zach he needs to move on. Here we go with the misery loves company, I'm telling you. And does she, forget that they were engaged to be married? You don't quit just like that. Love will conquer all, honey. Y'all have to just have faith in that love. So Zach said, no, I love her too much because Fatima's mine. I'm not giving up that easy. She tells him not to do anything stupid. And he walks out of her house saying, she's mine. And I said, I hear you, Zach. And that's the way it ended. And I loved that episode. Y'all put it down in the comment section how y'all felt about this episode because I thought it was all that and a bag of chips. So I will see you all in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.